So I've spared you the really boring bits of this latest continuing to get the map. What I think I'm going to do is this is actually a tracing paper pad. So I'm going to trace my main, so I did on this rough kitchen paper, I did a tracing of my original, which is very smudgy, but I really like it smudgy, and I will get to smudge this properly as regards the Skraken, because obviously tearing its stomach on the abyssal plain does lead to a degree of smudginess, which I rather like, in its despair and horror, which is my customary sort of joy that I wish to impart. But now I hope you like watching process as much as I do, because I'm armed with my sharpened 2B pencil, and I'm going to start with the Skraken because I love the Skraken. So look, I'm not in any way attempting to be remotely artistic here. I'm simply going to be doing something which I will then, when I've done this, mustn't forget the important tongue, when I've done this, I'm going to reverse it on the proper tracing paper and off this kitchen paper. And then when I have a reverse image, I'm going to put it on really high quality watercolour paper, for those kind people who have pledged for the sea chart, even though they didn't know it was going to be as beautiful as this. So the other thing I think I'm going to do is, when I've transferred this, it's going to be on a piece of paper that's this size, the watercolour paper, because I quite like pads. They're a good basis. I don't know if I need that many. I might invent this. This is the other thing with me. I can't stop inventing when I'm meant to simply be reproducing. So there you are. Each one's going to be different. Right, I'm going right round here. So what I'm going to do is put this onto a pad and then stop talking and concentrate. Make sure I know where I'm up to. And then, I've gone wrong. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. When it's properly on the pad, I'm going to draw lines to places, because I have promised a degree of psychogeography. And if you don't know what that is, it's the way everyone tells travel stories now. It's not just, or even not at all, about where you've gone. It's about who you met, what happened to you there, what was your inner as well as outer journey. So I thought it would be really good if I actually did that, and rather than mess up this map, which obviously isn't to scale, because you'd just be staring at the North Atlantic if I just did that. But so here's Bera's journey from her fjord in North Norway to Ice Island, and probably no secret, well, if you've read Obsidian, it's up to the Abbotry, and then down to Dublin for landfall, which is clearly not as close to Iceland, as I've made it here. So I'm just doing this. I find this so relaxing. I hope you feel relaxed just to be watching it. Try to get my head out of the way as well. And it's just this easy drawing when you've solved a lot of it already. So I'm going to next, this Norwegian coast. Oh, of course, Egil up here, and the Maelstrom. So this shape, I don't know if you can already see it. So I'll just do a wiggle now, because I'm, as you can see, so methodical about where I go next. But to be honest, if there are gaps, it really doesn't matter, because I'll make it up anyway. But this is a shape that's very important in landfall, but it's also standing for sea currents. If the Skraken is in this desperate pain and its blood making the North Atlantic expand at the rate of a fingernail, which is actually true, then this is also sea currents and the Maelstrom, which is actually in Eggill's case, in Sea Paths, a bit closer to Eggill's Island, but there you are. No matter. So it's being, I suppose it could be the wind as well, the prevailing winds, and anyway, it's that sort of notion. But I just love curves. I really dislike straight lines. I'm convinced there are no such thing as a straight line anywhere anyway. So I won't have a ruler near me. I have this time stuck it down because when I was actually tracing on this, it just wibbled all over the place. So that was absolutely hopeless. There we are. And most importantly, in the middle, we have a rendition, sort of Ice Island. Of course. Now, what I've done is kind of stylised it to... Bera doesn't actually visit the north of Ice Island. No spoilers. She goes west. So she knows that bit much better, and the bit where they actually land when they've come from the edge of the known world. Her world increases as the book goes on. So let's do her home fjord. So I've invented that her home fjord, obviously anyone's been to Norway knows that loads are like this, but her home fjord, where she starts life, well, she doesn't know it, but she actually started life on this side of her fjord, and then the red spot hit, and so they moved to what Smolderby folk call Crapsby. So I haven't put any of the detail in. There's no where Bjorn, they go to meet the narwhal or anything like that. Actually, I must do a couple of narwhals. When I draw this properly, I'm intending that each map, I mean, actually you can hardly call it a chart, can you? But I'm intending that each one will have, ooh, I love this, will have a slightly different thing. So in this one, let's just stop that a minute. Look, I've got the raven, kind of sort of stylistic longboat, look, going through. I'll put waves in afterwards. They didn't have horned helmets, but they did genuinely have shields. That's Bera's mother's sail there. And this one also has a bit of a sea beast. So besides the Skraken, a mini sea beast. So I'll just do a few humps there. So it's almost like Nessie coming. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Actually, I'm not going to do the eye. The thing is with the eyes of things that are meant to be a bit ferocious is that if you just get it in the wrong place, it can look either a bit startled if it's too big or simple if you've got it too far back or too far forward. So it really needs to be placed carefully so that it looks genuinely frightening. So I'll just carry on wibbling with this and then come back to you when I'm ready to ink it all in. But that's enough. That's this update. Oh, I hope you like it. I love doing it. There. And the rest will be surprises. Anyway, thanks for watching.